This isn't only a vision, it's the real thing. It's also the first U.S. version of a new Mercedes chassis, the W124. It replaces the most popular Mercedes chassis ever, the W123. The 300e has another distinction. It's the first six-cylinder gas-powered Benz offered here in 5 years. Naturally, there's got to be more to the 300e's marketing strategy than just the return of petrol power. And there is a lot more.
The 300e is also part of a return to performance, Mercedes style. And that's with plenty of style of all fashion. To begin with, there's the 300e's new look. Much more flowing and in harmony with the wind than before. Mercedes watchers will see a lot of the smaller 190 here, but with much better proportions. Compared to its predecessor, the 300e is slightly taller and longer, but 2 inches narrower. Part of why it slips through the breeze with 27% less resistance. That contributes to a very low sound level of only 64 decibels at 55. And according to the EPA, fuel economy of 20 city and 28 highway. 24 is what we found on our suburban loop. Not bad for a 3,300-pound four-door Mercedes with an E designation on the rear deck. That means multi-port fuel-injected gasoline power under the hood. It's an all-new 3-liter 6, again built around the 190 and its 2.3-liter 4. While that dictated an archaic inline configuration, there is little else old-fashioned about the design. The cast-iron block, aluminum head, overhead cam power plant is 97 pounds lighter than the European 2.8-liter it replaces, yet it delivers more output. With ratings of 177 horsepower and 188 pound-feet of torque, it is over 25% stronger than most competitor V6 engines of the same size. The fuel injection system is mechanical with electronic control, so it doesn't stop working if the engine computer fails. The 300e is naturally available with Mercedes' fine 4-speed overdrive automatic, or lo and behold, a 5-speed manual. Actually, this is one of the few things we found lacking in the 300e, since its long shift action feels rubbery and gated, not as smooth or precise as we've come to expect from Benz. But we were heartened by a quite fast quarter-mile run at 17 seconds flat and 82 miles per hour. Also, a 0 to 60 sprint of 9.7 seconds. Impressive. Pulling out around traffic, a problem in the 300e's diesel forebearers, is no worry now, as it needed only a rapid 3 seconds in third gear to pull from 40 to 55 miles per hour. These are good sports sedan numbers, and they got even better in our braking test. Thanks to a standard anti-lock braking system controlling disc at all 4 wheels, bringing the 300e down straight and secure is child's play. Distances averaged a remarkably short 100 feet over 6 tries. The pedal was firm and fade was undetectable. The 300e also shares much of its suspension technology with the 190 series, and that includes a strut with separate coil spring design up front and the very complex 5-link independent system at the back. It provides straight rear-wheel tracking, even on the roughest pavement. The system is ideal for high-speed touring and sweeping curves. However, all is not perfect. Since Mercedes desired a smooth, luxurious ride for the 300e, the springs are quite soft, and we found they allowed too much body roll as turns tightened up. While the power rack and pinion steering is moderately quick with excellent feel, the 195/65/15 tires seem undersized. It's very easy to put more cornering force into the huge airbag-equipped steering wheel than the tires and springs can handle. The result is that in our high-speed lane change, there is more tire slide and tendency for the rear end to brake to the outside than we expected. It was a bit tricky to handle. But if that was a quirk, there is nothing eccentric about the insides of the 300e. Indeed, it looks pretty much like all recent Mercedes. Fine upholstery on the seats, a lot of wood tone on the console, and a hooded instrument pod with a tachometer and all neated gauges except voltage. However, as if to make owners of older models envious, there are some new novelties, like the power telescoping steering wheel. The supportive power seats now include power headrest, and the headrest in the back folds flat when not in use for better rearward vision. The sunroof is dual action, It flips up at the rear or slides completely into the roof. Like the 190, there is only one windshield wiper blade, but this one does a dip at the middle and manages to clear 86% of the glass in a single stroke, more than most dual wiper systems. And look at this. Even the little headlight washers are using blades these days. Of more interest to serious Mercedes owners will be the easy-to-enter and wide back seat that has good head and legroom, and an absolutely gigantic trunk that opens down to the bumper for effortless loading. Only the last of many noteworthy points of the 300e. Having driven one both on its home ground Autobahn and more tame American roads, we are most impressed with the energy of its gasoline power plant. It has many smart yet unique touches like the folding rear headrest and the single super sweep windshield wiper. Plus, we can't forget the excellent anti-lock brakes or the supplemental restraint system that includes not only an airbag but also special seatbelt tensioners. Misses? For us, there were 3. We think the action of the 5-speed shifter is not up to Mercedes quality, and we'd like slightly wider tires, along with increased roll stiffness, before the 300e will inspire us with confidence in hurried maneuvers. And finally, there is the small matter of price, $33,500. It doesn't sound like so much if you say it fast, and it is only a bit more than half the tag of their priciest cars. But it's too bad anyway, since the 300e has so much to offer everyone. But having the means to enjoy a discriminating taste is also part of the Mercedes philosophy of performance, to offer the most to those with